everything that comes out of Danielle's mouth is always like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I know that Dolores and Jennifer both teased that this season gets, or I think Jennifer put it, is very, very bad, but in a good way bad, because there's so much that happens. I mean, how would you describe this upcoming season?
Yeah, I would say that that's accurate. I mean, it is an incredibly drama-filled season. Yeah. Incredibly.
Yeah. I mean, they also tease that Teresa has like this meltdown that could be more epic than the table flip. Do you agree with that? And how would you describe that?
I would agree with that. I mean, I wasn't there for the table flip, but she didn't really flip the table. She kind of like lifted the table, you know? So I would say that this is bigger than the table flip.
Oh my God. I can't wait to see what causes that. You did say that maybe Teresa finding love has softened her. I mean, will we get to know Louis a little bit more this season? And what do you kind of think about him?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely get to know Louis. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like he's there a lot. Mm-hmm. And what do I think about him? Well, it's hard. Because, you know, you read things and you think one thing, everybody knows what's been online, and then you meet him and you think another thing, because in person, he's a really great guy. So, you know, it's a lot of like, you don't really know what to think sometimes. Mm-hmm. But I like him. I don't know him so well, but I like him. And Evan and him get along great. Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is so surprising. I never thought, I mean, coming from where we were a year ago, I never thought that like Teresa's new man and Evan would be like buddy, but you know, he fits in well with the group. So it's good because the Jersey guys are like an entity of themselves, you know, so they're a great group. So you can't be like an odd man out. So he fits right in. It's good.
That's good. I mean, do you feel like his intentions are pure?
I don't know him. Yeah. I don't know him. I can't say, I don't want to say yes or no because I don't know him. All I will say is that him and Teresa have been together for well over a year now. So I feel like if she was really concerned, I'm not sure it would be going so full steam ahead, you know?
Yeah. Do you think that she should, I think there's been rumblings that they could be getting engaged soon. Do you think that is a little too soon? And even that moving in together too?
No, especially when you're older, as long as she trusts him. I mean, as long as she, you know, has her eyes wide open and she knows what's going on and she fully trusts him, then go for it. Definitely. You know, we're not getting any younger.
Right. When the reunion finished last season, was there anybody that you weren't talking to at the time?
Yeah. I mean, I think I left the reunion in a bad place with Jennifer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
How do you feel about her now?
You know, just like Teresa, my relationship with Jennifer goes back and forth, but we're fine.
Yeah. I know that you wrote in David Quinn's book, because I was, went through it. It's a great book. I love it. You wrote that you really didn't like Jen. Was that like your initial first reaction to meeting her?
You know what, I think when I did the interviews last year, mm-hmm. I was in a really bad place with Jen, and that's what a lot of it was coming out. But I will own that Jennifer is a different kind of person than I've ever really let myself be around, because I don't love people who brag. Mm-hmm. I just don't love it. And it's true. When I walked through her house and I was just listening to her brag, I was just like biting my tongue, because I just don't like, I find people who feel the need to shout what they have from the rooftops usually. And I think Bethany once said the same thing. Like they mm-hmm. usually don't have it mm-hmm. as much as they're saying they have. So I let her do it, but like it left such a bad taste in my mouth that and it annoyed me, you know? Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't think Jennifer and I are super compatible. But that being said, we do want to make it work. So like we have an awful lot of ups and downs, Jennifer and I.
Yeah, she said that I think her relationship kind of comes into play this season a little bit. Is that accurate as well? And is it going to be tough for her?
I would say that's accurate.
Yeah. Okay. You also, I thought this was so interesting. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but in the book, you said that you were basically found on Facebook, right?
My first message came through a Facebook message. And I remember I was waiting to go into one of my kids' basketball games. And I was just sitting in my car killing time. And I looked on Facebook and I was like, what? Like a Housewives message? Like a Housewives casting agent. Mm-hmm. And so actually it's really funny. What I said no first, and then I And then I got home, my friends were like, no, you have to call back. And then I texted Siggy and I was like, because Siggy lived around the corner. And like, we weren't close, but like we knew each other. And I was like, what do you think? Should I go for it? And she's like, oh my God, it was the worst decision I ever made in my whole life. And I was like, well, what do I do? And so I went for it. And like, I just really never thought in a million years. I mean, you never think in a million years that you're going to get something like this. I mean, who does? So it just kept going and the interviews kept going and the field kept getting narrower. And then before I knew it, me and Jennifer were like mic'd up at a party and like, it was just all happening. And I can't believe that I've been on it for 4 seasons. I honestly cannot believe it.
I know. I'm sure it like flies by.
It really does.
Yeah. Was there anything in the book that surprised you? Did you get a chance to read it?
I didn't get a chance to read the whole thing yet. No, I skipped right to Jersey.
Yeah. It was
sure. I mean, even the parts in Jersey surprised me. I mean, I am so excited to finally have a day this weekend. I'm going to give myself like 2 hours to just sit outside and read. I'm very excited.
Was there anything in the Jersey chapter that surprised you? They were like, I don't know if that's too accurate.
Yeah, a lot of things. I just thought, I'm trying to remember right now. I think everything that comes out of Danielle's mouth is always like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? So, everything about it. But yeah, it's interesting to see the thought process behind why certain people were hired at certain times, everything I loved, because you never get to hear like what other people are thinking. So
totally. I think you said in the book that you wouldn't mind filming with Danielle again, but explain why.
Yeah. I mean, well, I think that, you need a little bit of crazy. Yeah. Crazy makes it like fun. But she goes a little overboard with the crazy, but I never had anything particularly horribly toxic happen with Danielle. I mean, I understand why she put her hands on Margaret. She pulled her hair. If someone did that to me, I'd never want to be in their presence again. But for me personally, I think of Danielle as like a wounded bird, so I don't hate Danielle, so I wouldn't have any problem filming with her, but I don't know that it's healthy for her to be on a reality show.
Totally. And how are Melissa and Joe? Are they doing good?
They're great. They're adorable. They're like the same person. One's a man and one's a woman. They really are. They're so much fun. They're great. We love being with them. Evan and Joe they love each other. So yeah.
I'm excited to see all the Jersey house husbands coming back together again. That's always.
I mean, they are so much fun together.